Yo, what is the deal? Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to another Raider Nation Unlimited. I'm your man, Wasted Talent. Fresh home from work. Let me tell y'all something. There's a lot of comings and goings in Raider Nation right now. It really is, man. I mean, and look, man, I don't know if you guys have heard. I'm sure you've heard. But the Raiders are going to hire Tom Telesco as our new GM. Guys, we have almost 250 in the room immediately, which is amazing. Thank y'all for all y'all support. Please, everybody, tell a friend to tell a friend. Get wasted with your brother wasted. Share this out to all social media. And my God, there's a lot going on, guys. So the Raiders are looking to hire Tom Telesco. He's been the GM of the Chargers since 2013. And he was fired this year after we unceremoniously booted him out of there. After we went through and beat the crap out of the Chargers, Tom Telesco was relieved of his duties the next day. And also, so was Brandon Staley. Now, there were a lot of people who were upset about the Tom Telesco hiring. There are some people who are a little dismayed by the Tom Telesco hiring. And I'm going to be real with you. Am I surprised? Yeah. Do I understand the hiring? 100% I do understand the hiring. I get it. I understand. And I support the ideology behind this hiring. I'm going to go on record. I support the ideology. Now, is he the best guy? Was he the best candidate? That remains to be seen. But there are a few things that we're going to need to unpack. So, look, what I want to do is I want to go over Tom Telesco's history. Now, Tom Telesco started out as an executive in 1991 as an intern. Well, not as an executive, but he was a scouting assistant for the 1995 to 96 Carolina Panthers. He was an area scout in 1997. He was an area scout for the Indianapolis Colts in 1998, the year that they brought Peyton Manning into 2000. He was a pro scout from 2001 to 2003 for the Indianapolis Colts. 2004, 2005 is director of pro scouting, Indianapolis Colts. 2006 to 2011, director of player personnel. So you see scout, director of player personnel. These are all good things for the Raiders, right? Vice president of football operations in 2012. Now you see that. And we get to 2013. The Los Angeles Chargers hired him in 2013. Well, they were the San Diego Chargers right there. But the Chargers hired him. Now, guys, hold on really quickly. Hold on. And guys, don't kill me. But Wasted will be right back because someone is at my door. Oh, yes. 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 One of my children forgot their keys. So I had to run in the kitchen to let them in. But listen, this is a guy who has a lot of experience, man. Now, Tom Telesco was hired with the Chargers in 2013. And I want to get into a little bit of his draft history. And I'm gonna share a brief look into his draft history. Right. And then I'm gonna get to y'all comments. Just bear with me really quickly. I'm gonna get to y'all comments. We got almost 500 in the room. Get wasted with your brother wasted. Tell a friend and tell a friend. My brother Graphic is in a place to be. Shout out to Graphic. We got over 500 in the room. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hammer is in the place to be. Hammer did a terrific live. I was watching, man. Hammer did his thing. Shout out to my brother Hammer. Y'all make sure y'all go over there and hit that subscribe button. My brother Hammer, man. Shout out to him. But this is what we're gonna do. It's time for me to show you guys a brief history of Tom Telesco's draft history, man. So We are going to go down to 2013, 2014. So, okay, boom. We're going to go round per round. 2013, his first round draft pick was DJ Fluker. 2014, defensive back Jason Verrett, as you can see. 2015, Melvin Gordon. 2016, Joey Bosa. Great pick. Great pick right there. 2017, Mike Williams. 2018, Derwin James. Damn good pick right there. 2019, he missed the mark with Jerry Tillery. 2020, Kenneth Murray was a guy that was really highly touted. They needed a linebacker. I understand the pick. Hasn't really kind of turned out as great as he'd like it. In 2020, Justin Herbert. You can't go wrong with any of those picks. Second round, Manti Te'o. Probably the consensus guy that people would have taken there. Denzel Perryman, great draft pick. Forrest Lamp. Nwosu, great pick right there. Great pick in the second round. Nasir Adderley, terrific pick. Hunter Henry, terrific pick. Trey Pipkins, pretty decent tackle. Justin Jones, Matt Truex, decent pick. Keenan Allen, 2013, terrific pick. Terrific pick. Joshua Kelly, Drew Tranquil, Kazir White, Joshua Perry. I mean, guys, we can go all the way down. Safety Desmond King in the 5th round. Great value there. I'm just looking at some of the gems that he's picked here. Darius Philon. A lot of y'all are loving that. Look, in the 6th round. Marion Grice. Look at that. Donovan Clark, Reese Sorensen. So, guys, listen. Tom Telesco has done pretty well in the draft. He has done pretty well in the draft. Now, guys, let me get to some of y'all comments in here. I know I've been ignoring y'all. I haven't read anything yet. I'm very, very sorry. We got over 600 in the room. Get wasted with your brother wasted, man. My guy, Rob Cypher, in the place. The fact that he isn't going to be handling the contract money makes me feel better. I'll give the hire a B+. Because Tom Telesco has had a woeful experience being the guy who handles the contracts. He has been terrible. I'm going to be real with you. He's gotten the Chargers into salary cap hell with some of his free agent signings. Now, when it comes to Tom Telesco, the way I feel, I'm cool. I'm cool with it. The one thing I worry about with Telesco is his pattern in hiring and bringing in free agents and some of the big swings he's brought in. Now, Khalil Mack has been awesome for the Chargers, but the contract that they signed Khalil Mack to is not the best contract. And the structure of the contract or said contract is not something that I'm currently comfortable with, man. My guy, HLC, what up, Wasted? Looks like we got a new GM, but I don't know much about him. And to be honest, this was not expected. With the 2 others that we have been thinking about, we're going to be GMs. This is good testing. Now, see, guys, you guys got to understand something. And I'm going to go into why I think that Tom Telesco was hired. I feel like Tom Telesco was hired because Mark Davis said it himself. Mark Davis said it in the issue with Tashawn Reed when he had his interview with Tashawn Reed a few weeks ago. Mark Davis said that he was he had reservations about hiring an inexperienced head coach and an inexperienced GM at the exact same time. And if I'm being honest, Champ Kelly has not been a GM in the National Football League yet. And neither has Ed Dodds. And to bring those 2 in would have been something that Mark Davis was not comfortable doing. And I'm going to be for real with you. I agree. Now, with Champ Kelly, I think Champ Kelly is probably going to remain with the Raiders if the Raiders will have him, because the Carolina Panthers job was filled yesterday with the hiring of Dan Morgan. So unless Champ Kelly will go somewhere else and be an assistant GM or hold another kind of, he could be VP of football operations or something here with the Raiders. But I think you're going to have a situation where you might see Champ Kelly stay on with the Raiders and work in tandem with Tom Telesco, man. My brother, Graphic Raider. There weren't any real GMs with proven track records available. Mark played this safe and went with the experience. I'm not mad at all. And Graphic, you know what? We're on the same sheet of music with this. Lately, we haven't been, but I'm on the same sheet of music with you, my brother. I like this. You cannot have a situation where you don't have any experience anywhere in the building, man. You have to, like, when people are hearing, some of the names that are being brought in to work along with Antonio Pierce. If I'm being honest, listen, we want Antonio Pierce to be our coach. I believe in AP, right? But AP is an unproven commodity, and you have to put buffers around Antonio Pierce. When he falls, when he makes mistakes, you have to have things in place to help Antonio Pierce out. And I think this is a great move, having a seasoned GM and seasoned football man up at the front office. I really do. And also, like my man Grawl says, off the Bill Polian tree. So he has that going for him. And yes, I totally agree. Success begets success in the National Football League. My man Raider Jimmy's in a place to be, man. If Tom can pull the trigger on Williams, May, or Daniels, I'm with it. Let's go, my brother Raider Jimmy. And listen, he doesn't seem to be the kind of guy who has a problem. He doesn't seem to be the kind of guy that has a problem making that big swing and trying to move up to get his quarterback. I mean, he was a guy who went up and got Justin Herbert, man. So I'm with it. My guy, Larry DM with the first super of the day. My brother, man. Appreciate you for keeping the lights on the Raider Nation Unlimited, bro. This feels like another McDaniels level hire. Not ego-wise, but hiring another underperformer based on pedigree. Larry DM, I have to vehemently disagree with you, my brother. I think that Tom Telesco has done a great job building the roster with the Chargers. I think the Chargers have had a pretty damn good roster. I think where the Chargers have kind of fallen short is the hiring of the head coach and the fact that the Spanos family are not the most generous with the money when it comes to hiring head coaches. The Chargers have not been an organization that has made any big swings on any of these big-time head coaches who were available. And, you always hear big-time head coaches linked to the Chargers, but they never get hired. The Brandon Staley hire was a bit of a head-scratcher. Now, I know when Brandon Staley was available, a lot of people were saying that he was one of the shining young rookies, and he was one of these shining guys that everybody was saying that was a huge he was really highly thought of around the league circles. But when you talk about a Chargers team who's in the second biggest media market in the country, you would think that the Chargers would be more apt to bring in a more proven name, such as a Jim Harbaugh. And when you see Jim Harbaugh and you see the interviews and stuff, you see Jim Harbaugh is in play to go get that Chargers job. If in his infinite wisdom, he feels like he wants to lead the University of Michigan, which I'm not totally sure about. That's another one of the reasons why I wasn't a big supporter of going out and championing the Jim Harbaugh thing, because I'm not sure whether he really wants to leave Michigan. My guy, Daniel Caps Keenan, wasted. As long as he can work with AP and it helps make the Raiders a winning franchise again, I'm down. Raiders, my guy. And I appreciate, that school of thought. I think that we have to be like water when you talk about what's going on with the Raiders this year. This is uncharted territory. We are hiring a coach who is not proven. We're going out there. We're doing something that we've never did to get a result we haven't had in a very, very long time. So I don't have a huge problem with a lot of this, man. Shout out to the over 850 of you guys in the room. Get wasted with your brother wasted. Make sure you hit that thumb, that like, pay your bar tabs, share this thing out, tell a friend to tell a friend, get it all over Twitter, get it all over social media, man. And I'm going to keep it positive, man. JD, I'm going to start calling you level-headed talent. Good breakdown on why MD went to Telesco and the other hires. We will be all right. I appreciate that, my brother. Appreciate that, bro. Look, man, we can't get on here just firing off stupid opinions, bro. We have to have it based in some kind of reality, right? My guy, Swift Raider, you're wasted. Like the hire, especially if Champ stays. Let's be for real. The Chargers roster has been really good for a long time. Their coaching has been the issue. And to be honest with you, Tom Telesco has been a bit snake bitten with some of the guys that he's taken high because they've had some injury concerns and issues. The Derwin James of the world, The Joey Bosa's of the world. They've been injured a lot. The Mike Williams of the world. These guys have been injured a lot. These are players, when they're on the field, they're difference makers and they're excellent players. But they haven't been able to stay on the field. And that's been a problem. And when you look at a Joey Bosa was the consensus pick there. It's a consensus pick. If you rewind this, like my man Raider Primo said, y'all drafting Joey Bosa? Yes. Are you drafting Derwin James? Yes. Like, come on, man. Let's be for real. Man, we got almost 900 in the room. Get wasted with your brother wasted. Tell a friend. My guy, Luna's Telesco, man. Wasted. Sorry. Haven't been around. But I've been dealing with the stupidity in the Cowboy fan base. I'm trying to knock the stupid out of them. Yo, Loon, listen, bro. It's hard sometimes. Keep fighting a good fight down there for our resident Cowboy fan who supports our Raiders, man. Shout out to my brother Lunates Pel Moon, man. My guy, Joe ZZ Ramos. You will always be known and only known as Joe Capital Ramos. Shout out to my brother Joe, man. Wasted salute. But I got to be honest, I'm skeptical of this hire. I'm going to wait and see how the draft goes, but I'm keeping my side eye on Tommy T. And brother, you are well within your rights to be skeptical, right? But if you look at the Chargers, every year on paper, the Chargers are a team that people think can contend. If you look at the draft history of Tom Telesco, he is not a guy who's taken swings and misses to the draft. He's done pretty well with drafting. Tom Telesco, as you can see from his resume, is a scout at heart. So he is a guy who can identify players and bring in good players in the draft. And that's one of the huge things that we've been missing. The part of Tom Telesco that I feel falls short is him bringing in free agents and structuring the deal the proper way. So if he's not going to be the guy structuring the contract, I am all for that. I'm all for that, man. My guy, Daniel McDonough. AP sat in on Tom Telesco's second interview, and they meshed great together. I'm telling you, J5 will be the quarterback. From your lips to God's ears, my brother. I hope so. Josh Chopper, man. I can see why Mark Davis made this choice. At the end of the day, it was a business decision. Also, these past GM/head coach duos did not pan out for us. And, bro, you got to look at it like this, man. When the Raiders brought in Reggie McKenzie and they brought in, Dennis Allen, rookie head coach, rookie GM, was not a good mixture, right? Bringing in a Josh McDaniels, he was not a rookie head coach, but he had a rookie GM, right? And also, part of my problem with that pairing is organizational structure. And I've been saying this for weeks, guys. It's about making sure that the GM is the GM and he is the guy that is in charge of building his roster. Now, they can work in concert with the coach, but I don't want the coach being able to veto the GM. Because at the end of the day, coaches are professional coaches. They might not be professional talent evaluators. And being a professional is huge. Guys, we got over 1,000 in the room. Get wasted with your brother wasted. I mean, my God. But let me tell y'all something, man. Being a person who is a professional at scouting players is huge. And if my coach is not coaching and developing the players on my roster and he's looking outside of the building to bring more players in, then that means we got a problem. I need people to specialize in their job function for my organization to be successful. I'm sorry, man. I'm 100% behind having the GM having to be the guy to make the call with the roster. Now, do I want him to listen to what the coach needs and help the coach and work along with him? Yes. But do I need my coach playing de facto GM and vetoing a guy that's doing all the legwork? No. And I think that's been a lot of our problem lately. My guy, Oscar Ponce, not really upset with Telesco. On the plus side, his experience, and the negative is the losing record. But the losing record is attributed to poor coaching. Yes. Listen, Brandon Staley, to be honest with you, has been the worst coach I've seen in the league since Richie Kotite. Like, he's Rich Kotite bad. He's a bad head coach, man. A bad head coach. I mean, listen, you can bring the ingredients and lay the ingredients on the counter. But if the chef ain't cooking it up right, it ain't nothing you can do about it. It's really nothing you can do about it. My guy, Bay Dynamite, not a Raiders fan here, but I'm a fan of the dudes that were brought in. Time will tell, I guess. Yo, I ain't mad at that, bro. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. My brother Top Beats is in a place. The key is now who Tom Telesco picks as our OC. Whether he keeps Tay, JJ, whether he's in step with AP. Tom doesn't like renegade type players. AP does. If they have talent, Tillery comes to mind. Listen, the thing about Jerry Tillery is Jerry Tillery was drafted very, very highly. Jerry Tillery just straight up didn't pan out. I don't necessarily think it has something to do with him being a renegade. It was just a bad contract. They weren't getting the production and the value out of that contract, and they jettisoned him. They were able to cut bait with him, save some cap space, right? And he made a lot of stupid mistakes, and he makes a lot of dumb mistakes for us. But the thing about it is, when Jerry Tillery does something stupid for us, yeah, it hurts us just the same, right? But it's totally different when you're the one who drafted him. We picked Jerry Tillery up off the scrap heap. It's totally different. We just go, you know what? Sit down. When we drafted Jerry Tillery pretty damn high. We drafted Jerry Tillery pretty damn high, man. So I understand it, bro. I get it. I understand it, brother. You know, we drafted Jerry Tillery in the first round, man. That's a totally, totally different metric that you're judging him from. Totally different metric. Wasted. Look at who the Chargers drafted compared to who we drafted. I'm willing to bet we will want who they got instead of who we got. JD, that is a great way to look at that shit, bro. A great way to look at it. Daniel Caps Keenan, he is a proven GM. That's a fact. Yo, we got over 1,100 in the room, man. Oh, my God. Wasted with your brother. Wasted, man. Yo, every year the media picks the Chargers to go to the Super Bowl, not because of the coach, because of the roster. And LB Raider, I'm on the same sheet of music as you, bro. I cannot be mad with the rosters that Tom Telesco's building. Listen, I know, look, guys, you got to understand something. You can't get caught up in the minutia of the Raider offseason media cycle. There are people that people kind of anoint as the next person, and when it doesn't happen, we lose our mind because we're not actually looking at why and how that person was not hired and why and how the next person was hired. Now, I don't profess to be some champion for Tom Telesco. I was against, when they were asking me who I wanted Champ to be our GM. I wanted to kind of keep everything going in the same direction, if I'm being honest. But me looking at it from a left brain kind of a abstract viewpoint, yo, man, he's an experienced GM. He's an experienced GM. And if you can keep a Champ Kelly in the building in the same kind of role, or they could tweak his role and they can work in concert together with Antonio Pierce, and maybe Champ Kelly could kind of be like a conduit between Antonio Pierce and Tom Telesco, because that relationship with Antonio Pierce is important, right? And that relationship with Champ Kelly and Antonio Pierce is already there. So you know what I mean? I can see that happening. I want to see what happens. I'm going to reach out. I'm going to talk to some of my brothers, man. I'm going to see what goes on, man. If that's going to be even on the table for Champ Kelly to keep his job and stay in kind of the same faction he was in last year. My guy, Mr. Rogers, thank you for the 1999 Super, bro. Appreciate you for keeping the lights on here, brother. Wasted. Congratulations on 10K. The new GM is great on drafting, but horrible on contracts. I trust the process with AP. Shout out to my brother, Mr. Rogers, always supporting the channel, brother. Some people drinking tainted lemonade. We will be fine. He is the GM, not the coach. AP will have those players playing hard. Big Morator, you cannot just poo-poo who we bring in as GM. Whoever the GM is just as important as who the coach is. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if the coach does not have the players that he needs to make his system work, that is going to be a problem. If the coach and the GM are not on the same sheet of music, that is a problem. So it's very, very important. I can't just, brush that point to the side, my brother. Cannot brush it. Yo, we got so many people in here, man. Let me get down. I'm sorry if I missed anything, y'all. My guy, Yo Ready. What's up, Wasted? Kelly as director of player personnel. I would love that. I want to keep. listen, the way I see Champ Kelly, I don't see Champ Kelly getting a GM job this year. There were only so many jobs. The Carolina Panther job was a job he interviewed for, and the Panthers went with a legendary player from their organization, Dan Morgan, and he's their GM. So that's off the table. Off the table. Was it a Rooney Rule interview? I don't know. I don't think so, because Champ Kelly is well respected around the league. But at this point, that Champ Kelly's currently employed by the Raiders, I don't see a reason why he would not be. And I'm going to be honest with you, man. Be honest with you, man. Shout out to my brother Hug D's in the place, man. There's always one hire that makes me scratch my head. Hug, man. Elaborate, brother. Elaborate. Elaborate for me, my brother. Salute, Wasted. Also, didn't Spano's son have a lot to say, especially on free agency? That's the Chargers' problem, has been coaching. Just like us. Like you said, the Spanos does not hire good. But see, you got to understand something with the Spanos family. And I think the Spanos family will probably donate a limb to get a Jim Harbaugh, because they have not spent big on coaches. They are in dire need of a culture change. They are in dire need of a coach that can come in and turn their franchise around on his head, just like that. And Jim Harbaugh is a guy who's turned around every situation he's been in. He's done it. So I can understand the Chargers putting faith in that to action and seeing a Jim Harbaugh and turning everything around and say, hey, listen, we're going to bring you in. We need you to turn this thing around. What do we got to pay you? Are we talking Gruden numbers? What we talking here? I can see it happening. I think the Spanos family is desperate at this point. My guy Graham Cam is in a place, man. I'm pretty sure they discussed plans for JJ, Tay, and upcoming draft picks before they made the hire. No surprising moves will be made with this staff, and I don't think so either, bro. My brother, Top Beats, Red Nation Unlimited. There is a doubt he has hit on his top draft picks. Not so much the lower rounds, but any improvement is an improvement. And that's a fact, bro. But I think Joey Bosa was a win. I think Justin Herbert's, that's a win, bro. That's just personally for me. I think Derwin James was a win. I think Jason Verrett was a hell of a DB. At the time they took him. It wasn't a win, but it wasn't a bust. Now, when you start talking about the free agent signings, the J.C. Jackson, that was a bad signing, bro. And that's on his resume too. That is on his resume too, my brother. KC in a place to be. Sorry, Charger fans are laughing for a reason, bro. They have no reason. Guys, and listen, you know what's funny? I knew about this morning. I was at work. Do you guys know why I knew about this morning? My brother Graphic hit me. I knew about this hire this morning. Tom and AP met yesterday. They clicked. Excited about what's next. So Graph put me up on game early this morning. I could not wait to get home. I didn't want to leak it until I can get on the air. So Graph knew this morning. He got word very, very early this morning and hit around 9 this morning. So shout out to Graph, man. Shout out to Shieldmore for getting information. Graph is sick right now, man. Shout out to my brother, man. Shout out to my brother, man. Like real rap. Get well. He's not feeling well. Can't wait for him to get back onto the air so we can get back to cooking again, brother. Notice AP was in the interview and not the other way around. Mark knew he had to get AP's approval. That being said, if AP trusts him, I rock with him. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I think that everything that's happening now with these hirings, bro, have made me very, very hopeful for what is to be. Because what they're doing is wherever there are deficiencies in the staff, wherever there are deficiencies in the front office, we are going out there and we're filling them. And I'm excited. We got over 1,200 in the room. Get wasted with your brother Wasted. Telesco hired Staley. I don't want to hear it was the coach. Who the F hired him? Why did he get fired? Answer that, you guys. Rated Felon. I'm going to tell you why. Because it is not Tom Telesco's choice totally who gets the money. The owner has a lot to do with that. The owner is the one who tells you whether you are empowered to spend that money on said coach. Because there's no salary cap on coaches. They tell you their budget. And you have to fall within the framework of that budget, my brother. Yo, everybody got a boss, even the GM, bro. And if the owner is not, the Chargers have notoriously been a team who does not spend money on coaches. Notoriously. One of the only big swings I've seen them make in coaching was when they brought in Marty Schottenheimer. And was that considered a big swing at that time? Because he might have been out. And, yo, shout out to my brother Graf. He goes, if you're taking the Chargers' opinion on anything, you're already fucking. I mean, that's true, man. The Dischargers fan base is rudderless. They're a bunch of losers, man. My God. Hef 916, man. With the $19 holler, man. Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you, my brother. But, yo, let me tell y'all something, man. OOVU Network. If you're well enough to be here, you're well enough to be live today with your boy. Nah, bro. Listen, man. That boy got to get on the men, bro. He got to get on the men. When he come back, it'll be greater. It'll be greater. Everybody going to be in the place. He's going to have a great live. But right now, Graf need the rest, man. Shout out to my brother Big Mike. Big Mike is in a place to be, man. Big Mike is in a place to be. My brother, that Quentin Johnson pick too. Yeah, man. I know, bro. So, guys, let's transition here, guys. So now we have to focus on who the Raiders are thinking about bringing in at offensive coordinator, man. Because now we have our GM, right? We have our head coach. Everything's filling out. I'm very hopeful for this. I have no problem with the Tom Telesco hire. I'm going to be honest with you. And I'm not being, I got to be pragmatic here. I'm not going to go and shit all over this move. Because when you have some people that'll say, oh, they should have hired Champ. But some of y'all can't tell me one thing of note that he's done as a GM. Like there's certain things like the Jack Jones thing. Yes, I love that. I love some of the moves he made, the future reserve moves. But the average fan could not tell you that. Wasted. What do you think about the 49ers? I could be. Listen, I am on board with bringing in anybody from the McVay family tree or anyone from the 49er family tree, the Shanahan family tree. I'm on board. If you tell me that you're going to bring somebody from either one of those staffs, I'm happy about that. I am happy about that. I'm going to be honest with you, man. Raider Primos. I'm rooting for Telesco to succeed because if he succeeds, the Raiders succeed. And that's what I want. Commitment to us. And see, guys, listen, man. There are a lot of people who will get on here and tell you that this is wrong, and they will lean into that school of thought and stay there. That being a fan of the Raiders, man, is not about that. It's not about you being right. It's about what's best for the team, bro. I'm going to be 100% real with you. It's about what's best. Sometimes I think a lot of us lose sight of that. A lot of us lose sight about that. My guy, Big Poppy. Azel. Copy wasted. Now, do you see Harbaugh being third or fourth fiddle in L.A.? Raider Nation runs L.A. Then it's the Rams. And there's a coin flip between us and USC. Can Jim Harbaugh ego handle that? I'm not concerned about Jim Harbaugh or his ego, bro. And I'm not really concerned about running L.A. I'm more so concerned about us winning and running the damn league. That's what my thought process is at. I want us to run the league, my brother. F running LA. I want to run the world. It's time, bro. It's time. My guy Graw. What about Edgar Bennett as an OC and Getsy as a QB coach? I'm going to be real with you. I want more of a QB whisperer because I would like the Raiders to take a swing on a young quarterback, and I want somebody that can also help develop Aiden O'Connell. If I'm being honest, I want somebody who's been a head coach before. I would prefer that. For me, Cliff Kingsbury is my number one choice. Him, it's not looking like we're going to get a Frank Reich because I think Frank Reich is probably going to go back to the Eagles. So out of all the guys that are left, I would like Cliff Kingsbury. Cliff Kingsbury has a crazy record with developing quarterbacks, man. If you see, it's a who. I did a short on Cliff Kingsbury. I'm going to drop later tonight. I'm telling you, man, it's a who's who of quarterbacks. He's had a hand in developing the Patrick Mahomes. So if we get a physically talented quarterback in the building, I would like for a Cliff Kingsbury to definitely have his hands on that prospect. Now, listen, when you talk about Clint Kubiak, he is related to Gary Kubiak. There is a family lineage here, the Shanahan lineage. And that's always good when you come from that school of thought. These people have been running offensive football for the better part of 40 years, man. For the better part of 40 years. A lot of these guys come out of these these pockets, the Shanahan, the Holmgren pocket, that goes up to the Bill Walsh family tree and pocket. So I'm not mad with it, man. My guy Hug D's getting back to me with his comment. My worry with Telesco was the state of the Chargers cap room. Wasn't it bad? Yes, it was. Yes, it was. And I personally tend to think that if Champ Kelly is on, he is a guy who will have a lot of say in the structuring of contracts. And then also, some of these contracts, bro, that are ones that wouldn't look so bad if the players were not injured. The Derwin James contract does not look that bad if he's playing at the level that people expect, and that's playing at a Minkah Fitzpatrick level. I think the Derwin James contract looks bad now because he hasn't been able to stay on the field. And if he's not on the field, there's no way he can kind of live up to that contract and play up to the level you would expect. And then, there's a new school of thought in football where you don't pay a safety that kind of money. The safety market has been set by Derwin James, and it should not be surpassed because he shouldn't, it's like running back and linebacker. They don't pay them what they used to. My guy, Raider Nooker. At this point, we can hope high stakes Tom, the bowl cut master, don't put the nation in the hole we can't get out. Bro, positive thoughts, my brother. Positive thoughts. The F. Positive thoughts. My guy. Oh, we got a Charger fan in here. I am a Charger fan out of Sacramento since I was 9. I'm 28 now. I was a big LT fan. I stand on mine. You know what you can do? Don't you come in here with that nonsense, with that Charger crap. You come in here with that nonsense, you will be unceremoniously blocked, Charger fan. The F is wrong with you. Come in here with that nonsense. Standing on yours. You can get the F out of here with all that. You can stand on yours from outside. The F. He said, act like you knew that, though. Whatever. You come in here with some effing respect. Yo, my guy, Raider Primos, wasted. Tom Delaney's in charge of the Raiders salary cap and contracts. Yes, I know. So that's good. Thank you, Raider Primos, for reminding me. Thank you. Thank you, Raider Primos. I knew that you were worth something, Raider Primos, young fella. No, I didn't mute you yet. I didn't mute you yet, Anthony. Listen, as long as you come in here with respect, I will not unceremoniously block you. I will not unceremoniously block you. I hope Telesco trades down in the draft and gets McKenzie from Bama and trade back up to get Knicks. I mean, listen, bro. That sounds like a plan. I would rather a Jaden Daniels. But if they did that, I can't be mad at that. I'm not a big Kool-Aid McKinstry guy, though, bro. I'm going to be real with you. You damn right I'm getting worked up. You don't ever. Yo, just leave it at this. The Raiders have to play Andy Reid, Jim Harbaugh, and Sean Payton 6 times a year. And guess what, bro? We'll have to play against whatever. If you guys hire Jim Harbaugh, we'll have to play against whatever bum-ass team you guys put on the field. Anthony Andrade. And Anthony Andrade, you know what you're going to have to play? Do you know what you're going to have to play? You're damn right. This is what you're going to have to play. Anthony Andrade, you have been unceremoniously blocked, Anthony Andrade. Get the F out of here. You know what you have to play? 63-21, Anthony Andrade. Get the F out of here. No ring having ass. Get the bum ass out of here, Anthony Andrade. Got something for you to F and play. Play this block. Play this block. 63-21. F out of here, Anthony. No longer welcome. Nah, let me leave him alone, man. Thanks for pulling up and supporting the show, man. My guy Freight is in a place. The greatest flag football guard of all time, Freight Train. Salute wasted, coming to pay my bar tab. Shout out to my guy, Freight Train, man. My dog, Freak Buddy. Do you think AP has a say in picking his QB and his champ still in the building? As I can tell, he's still in the building right now. We don't know if that's going to change, whether he wants to be here, whether he wants to go somewhere else. Does he have another opportunity to advance his career? These are all things and questions that have not been answered yet. But as currently constituted, the Jaden Daniels thing is really, really predicated on the underwear Olympics and where the quarterback market goes at the top of the draft, right? Because you have a lot of teams who need quarterbacks, but there's more than one way to skin a cat when you talk about getting a quarterback, right? So you have the veterans that are out there. You have to kind of focus on what's been going on with the Bears. I think the Bears are the ones who kind of control the quarterback market in this upcoming offseason. They control it. Because the crown jewel of this upcoming quarterback market is not Russell Wilson, and it is not Kirk Cousins. It will be Justin Fields if he's available, right? So then what you'll have to do is there's a quarterback needy team that will move and make that move for Justin Fields. Now, will that be us? Will that be the Atlanta Falcons? It remains to be seen. Then after that, does Kirk Cousins stay with the Vikings or does he go somewhere else, right? Do the New York Giants feel in their infinite wisdom they should draft a quarterback? Do the New York Jets, which I don't feel, I feel like the New York Jets put their chips at the front of the table. I think the Jets are going to, they're putting all their cards on the table. They're going for it. I think they're going to draft somebody that's going to help them next year, not 2-3 years from now. They're not building for the future, right? So, the quarterback market will be set by the Chicago Bears, and we will have all the answers we need. So then what we got to look at is at that point, is Jaden Daniels a top 3 or 4 prospect? How is he grading out? What's going around league circles when they start going to the underwear Olympics and they start having pro days and stuff like that? Will we have a chance to move up to get from 13 to get a Jaden Daniels if he's the 3rd prospect on people's board? That's the problem. That is the problem. My guy, Fred Hampton. Shout out to Fred, man. Fred, what it is, Fred? Wasted. Would it be safe to say that the energy in the back office may be disturbed with a Telesco hire? He currently doesn't have a great rep with the Chargers, but bro, the thing about it is that synergy and the energy in the back office had to have been signed off on from people who were there in that building. I personally feel like if I'm a guy like Tom Telesco and I have a cheap owner and he's not allowing me to be great, you'd hear my mouth too. See, the thing that he gets coming to the Raiders is you got a GM you got an owner that's going to allow you to be great. He's going to spend the money because he wants to win. I think the Spanos family are those owners who they are perfectly good raking in the money and not winning anything. They're okay with that. I don't see in the Chargers ethos, they've been very, very fortunate. They've had some great players over the last 20 years. They had the LaDainian Tomlinsons and the Phillip Rivers of the world, the Antonio Gates of the world. They've been very fortunate. And before that, they had Junior Seau and all these guys, Leslie O'Neal. We can go back and back and back, right? But the Spanos family, they're not the most fiscally generous ownership group, so to speak. So when you have your hands tied behind your back in a certain kind of a way, maybe that can be an issue with Telesco. Maybe he has people meddling in on his decisions. We don't know. Only thing I know is right here with the Raiders, you got an owner that owns, you got a coach that coaches, you got a GM the GM. And I think that's a harmonious situation because everyone knows their role. The Rock is a guy who, I love his wrestling content and stuff back in the day. But the one thing he said that is always resonated with me is know your damn role and shut your mouth. That's a lot of people's problems in life. You got to know your role. So if guys are coming in and they know their job, they know their role, it is easier to execute the said mission. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Let me go back up here and read some of these. My guy Quentin Hill with the $2 holler at Super Sticker. My guy Space Beast. Jaden is going top 2. What picks would you trade? See, you Space Beast, you don't know that. Caleb Williams and Drake May and everyone else afterwards. Space Beast, Caleb Williams and Drake May and everyone else after that. Come on, my guy, Steve. Wasted. Make sure your chain don't make your neck green. Steve, listen, let me tell you something about wasted talent, my brother. We don't want to make sure, we want to make sure that we keep things above board here. Wasted talent don't do nothing fake. I don't wear fake jewelry. I don't talk no fake shit. And this chain is probably older than you are. This is an old chain. That's why it's small. You know, it's old, it's understated, and it means something to me. Yes, do I have the big Cubans from the 90s and shit? Yes, I do. But at a man of my age, would I be really wearing that shit right now? Not really. You know, I'm getting to the age, man, where I'm kind of toning it down a little bit. I'm not all gaudy and shit no more. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to you. My shit will never, ever make my neck green. And don't you get yourself unceremoniously blocked. Oh, my God. Kendall Riggins, man, with the $4.99 donation to the channel, man. Appreciate you, man. Tell that Chargers fan 65. I feel you, brother. I feel you, man. So, guys, look, we've been on at this almost. I've got 1,300 in the room, yo. It is time for us to get into some of the GM hirings, man. Hold on. As a matter of fact, this y'all show, man. Y'all tell me which direction we want to go here, man. We cooking here today, man. Shout out to my guy, Jose Toscano. I seen a lot of people who are saying we have to play Andy Reid, Jim Harbaugh, and Sean Payton. We went 1-1 versus Andy Reid, 1-1 versus the Chargers, and we swept Sean Payton. I have confidence in AP and Telesco. Now, guys, listen. The thing about the Andy Reid caveat, the thing about the Harbaugh caveat, the thing about the Sean Payton caveat is the assumption that Sean Payton is going to do well with the Denver Broncos. We also got to look at this, right? The assumption that Jim Harbaugh is definitely going to be the coach of the Chargers. We also got to look into the fact that no matter what, we all got to deal with Patrick Mahomes, right? And I've said this before. When you have a Hall of Fame quarterback in your division, it is damn near impossible to win your division when you have a Hall of Fame quarterback there. Damn near impossible. Really. Like, listen, man, let me tell you something, man. When you got Peyton Manning, you know what I'm saying? When you have Tom Brady, when you have Joe Montana, Steve Young, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to win your division, man. It's hard, man. I'm going to show y'all a little something, man. I'm going to show y'all NFL division winners year by year. NFL division winners year by year by year by year. We're going to keep going down. I'm trying to find this information for y'all so you guys can see it in black and white. Because what I can do is, I can show you the AFC South, right? AFC South performance history. The Indianapolis Colts, right? 14 playoff berths, 9 division titles, 2 AFC championships, 1 Super Bowl. Houston Texans, 6 playoff berths, 6 division titles, 0 Super Bowls, 0 AFC championships. Jacksonville Jaguars, 3 playoffs, 1 division title, 0 AFC championship games, 0 Super Bowl titles. Tennessee Titans, 8 playoff berths, 4 division titles, 1 AFC championship, 0 Super Bowl titles. Bruh. Now this is the AFC South because, they did, a little reorg of the National Football League. And the reason why I'm telling you that is because Peyton Manning was in that division for years and years and years. And Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck kicked that division's monkey ass. They did. If you look at our division, When you look at our division, the years when John Elway was in this division, John Elway ruled this division. A lot of the times we would beat him sometimes, but when it was hard for us to beat John Elway, bro. It was hard. It's hard for us to beat Mahomes, bro. The only way you beat those teams, bro, when you look at the Mahomes of the world, you look at the Peyton Mannings of the world, you look at the Tom Brady's of the world, is you have to have a defense to beat them. You got to have a defense to beat them. If you look at Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, who are the teams that they lost to when they didn't lose to each other? The Steelers and the Ravens. And what the construct that the Raiders have here, I think is something that is going to reverberate through the AFC West. If we build and keep building on this defense that we have, we're going to have a situation where we're going to have to be dealt with every single year, no matter who the coach of those other three teams are. Telling you right now, bro. So y'all listen, man. Have some freaking confidence as Raider fans, man. How good was the Chargers' depth with Telesco? I think they have pretty decent depth. They have an issue at the top of the roster, though. They don't have as much depth as they need because they're paying some pretty high, like the Khalil Mack signing. That's huge, man. And they're gonna have cap penalties out the freaking wazoo. Now, when you talk about Jim Harbaugh leaving Michigan, I sit back and I think to myself, why would he? At this point, why would he? He's Lord, ruler, and master at the University of Michigan. If they can give him some immunity like he's asking for, I don't see him leaving, bro. My guy Corvette, wasted, you're the man. Peace out and keep it the good word. Man, I appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, man. Raiders gear like Tweet gear. You know what? You know what Raiders gear looks like? Raiders gear looks like the thing that's gotten you unceremoniously blocked, Aaron. The F out of here, bum-ass Chargers fan. Try to give you a chance. The F out of here, you bum. William Leon. Oh, yeah, I read that one already, man. Anthony, you got to get the F out of here, man. I'm sorry, bro. That powder blue shit, man. Look like you all going to a baby shower instead of a football game. The effing Chargers talking about gear. Some of the worst colors I've ever seen. The F out of here. The right players to trade up in the draft before draft day. If we wait, we will pay through the roof. Yeah, they got to start moving, bro. They got to start cooking. They got to make their moves now. And you got to trade up with a team that does not need a quarterback, bro. Yeah, we cooking tonight, bro. That's right. If you haven't subscribed, man, hit that subscribe. We got over 1,200 in the room. Get wasted with your brother wasted, man. My guy Jose Toscano. I'm saying, oh yeah, I saw this one, man. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Did I get this one? My guy DC Rated Words. You're wasted. Do you think Telesco is fiscally sound decision after he left the Chargers with over $40 million in the cap? I like the hot, but you see, he's not going to be the guy in charge of contracts and structuring the cap. So that's the reason why him as a talent evaluator, and this is what I'm comfortable with singularly. I'm not comfortable with his contract negotiations. I'm not. So if he's out of that and he's not in charge of that, I'm on the same sheet of music with the team. I like the hire. Love the hire, man. And if they can keep Champ Kelly in the building, I would love that even more. Elite, what's going on? The only team that could be right now is the Cardinals in that Ford. See, this is the thing, Elite. I don't think the Cardinals are trading out of Ford, bro, because then they wouldn't get the number one receiver that Kyler Murray so desperately needs. And guys, we all know that Marvin Harrison Jr. is, they throw the generational thing around to everybody, right? They do that with the quarterbacks. Now, everybody keeps saying that Caleb Williams is a generational talent. I don't know whether he's a generational talent or not, man. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think that's a big thing to say that he's generational. That's a huge thing to say, man. Generational. So if everybody's generational, then nobody's generational. They were saying, last year, Bryce Young is generational. Every year, somebody's generational. I don't want to hear that shit, man. So, y'all can see the draft order. Chargers, number 1. Washington, number 2. Not the Chargers. I got the Chargers on the brain. The Chicago Bears, number 1. The Washington shit, they ain't the Redskins no more. The Commandos, number 2. The New England Patriots are number 3, and Arizona number 4. Now, New England, we don't know if New England is willing to rock with Mac Jones. Maybe that might be one of the reasons why Gerard Mayo got that job. Maybe, and I'm hearing they might roll with Mac Jones. Right? So New England at number 3. New England has notoriously been people that traded down, but Bill Belichick is no longer there, right? I think at number 1 and 2, whether Chicago trades out of number 1 or whether they keep it, there will be a quarterback drafted at number 1. And there's no two ways around that. Arizona at number 4, I don't see the Arizona Cardinals being people that we're going to be able to deal with. I think the Chargers at number 4, 5, and the New York Giants are where you would have to go to get a Jaden Daniels if he was still available. The only way you can ensure that you're going to get a Jaden Daniels is to go up to number 3 in New England, and I don't know if they're in business for number 3. I don't know. You're wasted. Now that I'm thinking about it, I want J5, but doesn't Bo Nix kind of remind you of Herbert? No. Bo Nix is not as physically talented as Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert is a stud physically, a stud. And that was one of the reasons why I wanted the Raiders to move up and try to package some picks and get Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert is a stud. I think that Bo Nix is if I'm talking arm strength, he's a 6 or 7. Movement. He's a balanced quarterback. I think he's going to be a good quarterback. I think Bo Nix is going to be this generation's Kirk Cousins. Like a very good quarterback. I don't think he's going to be great, if I'm being honest. Leaky, what it is, bro? I'm hearing something about Tom Delaney. He's taking care to play his contract. No, you're right. Tom Delaney is doing that. We've been there. Telesco wasn't in charge of finances. It was Dean Spanos. Salute, brother. Thank you, my brother Sniper Jones. D Cookie. What's up, Wasted? Working and listening. Penix Jr. We out. And listen, I have no problem. If we get Jaden Daniels and or Michael Penix Jr., I am happy. I'm a happy man, bro. I am a happy man. But Wasted. What if the top 3 teams who all need QBs don't trade? Then we don't get up there. And the thing is, you got to get up to 5 because at number 4, Arizona is not taking a quarterback. Kyler Murray's their guy. They're going to get a wide receiver to support Kyler Murray. And that's the thing, guys. We assume that these teams are definitely going to trade out of that spot. And they might think that one of these guys that are up there are generational, and they just can't pass on them. It's hard to pass on quarterbacks, especially when you feel like you found your guy. It's hard because you got to explain that away. That's the reason why I don't think the Chicago Bears are going to – I think it's weird, man, because – when Justin Fields was drafted, he was drafted, and then the Bears moved on, and then he's not their guy. And now they're going to try to move on again. But if I'm being honest, the Chicago Bears have drafted, Mitchell Trubisky. It didn't work out. They draft Justin Fields. It's working out now if they continue and stay the course, right? But, the Chicago Bears passing on Caleb Williams after they passed on C.J. Stroud last year, pretty much, and Bryce Young. Not like Bryce Young is any big prize at this point in his career, but C.J. Stroud was the guy to me, right? If I had a pick last year and I had a number 1 pick, I'd have took C.J. Stroud, right? And you guys, I'm on record saying that. You guys know that. The problem is that if they feel like in their infinite wisdom, Drake May is going to be the next Peyton Manning, you couldn't give them 5 draft picks for that. So this is the position you're in when you're not in the top 3, man. That's why them picks are very, very coveted. That's why. My guy, J. Rowe, why wouldn't Mark choose a GM? Why would Mark choose a GM with such a fatal flaw contract? Because if you have a GM who has a superpower in picking players, in scouting, in setting up a scouting department and player development and things like that, and you can remove that responsibility from him, then that's a win-win for the organization and that said GM. It's all about putting people in situations to be successful. That's what it's mostly about. That's what it's mostly about. You got to remove obstacles. That's what good management is about. Removing obstacles from your workforce. My guy, Quanzito, we just have to sit tight until the Bears pick, then make a trade if need be. Shout out to you. Good show. Appreciate you, my brother. Thank you. We almost at an hour here, man. We almost at an hour here. My guy, Top Beats. I don't want Penix, not at all. He's this year's Fields. Man, I don't know, man. I mean, I like Justin Fields. I would take Fields. Telesco's aggressive, which I like. But at the same time, he's always looking up for the home run pickup and gets caught looking 7 times out of 10. Keep it a honey bun. Now, I feel you, bro. And I think by having a consortium of decision makers who know the game and that are in here, having a Champ Kelly around, having an Antonio Pierce around, having some of these guys in the building, like guys like Marvin Lewis and guys who have done this, I think having Tom Brady around, Richard Seymour, guys that have won, I think that the sum of the Raiders front office parts is going to be greater than, the singular. I really believe that. Yo, Rick L. Telesco's a great. I feel like that too. My guy, Matt Marinovich, the greatest mullet in Raider YouTube history. Contracts for the Raiders are already handled by someone else. So that's a great thing. So now he can focus on specializing and bringing in talent and drafting people. This is what I'm talking about. Specializing in certain skills. See, this is the thing that people don't talk about. How long it takes to be a professional at something. Yeah, but guys, listen, man. I love the hire. Now that I've worked it out with all of y'all, we got almost 1,300 in the room. I appreciate every single one of y'all pulling up. You know what I mean? I've been waiting to do a live. I'm going to get back to cooking, this week. There's some things to talk about. I want you all, if you guys are here and you're watching and you haven't subscribed yet, run the numbers up for your brother Wasted, man. I want to get up there, where I feel like I should be, man. I appreciate it. Shout out to Top Beats, Black and Great Out. Shout out to Augie D, Joseph C. Shout out to Leaky, Augie D, Raider Felon. Everybody. Yah Hawkins, Rich L, Martin from way over the pond, Chip Cheerio, McLuffy, Graham Cam. I mean, my God, Jeffrey Keyser. All of the Get Off My Lawn gang. Shout out to every single one of y'all, man. And guys, tomorrow, my guy, Dan High State Teaser, my dog, Freight Train, in the place. Gotti got it. Juju. Man, love all of y'all. Appreciate all of y'all, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Tomorrow, we will be dropping something that I think the nation needs to hear about. I have a new product that I'm behind. I want you guys to tap into that. I want you guys to go on over to menoforder.com. I want you guys to check out what we have over there. Apex. Check it out. Read up on it. I'm gonna be rolling this thing out, y'all. Shout out to y'all, man. Appreciate my brother Dan Teaser, man. Thank y'all, man. Love every single one of y'all, man. Y'all have a terrific night, man. I'm gonna go eat dinner. And y'all already know, man. The Raiders have really, really, really turned up the heat in this offseason, man. This is becoming a great offseason for what I can see, man. But y'all know what I always say, man.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
You damn right it's not, man. The price just went up, y'all. We got a new GM, y'all. Now let's move on, get that OC, complete this front office, and let's get to cooking this offseason, man. Y'all have a wonderful and terrific night, man. Peace.